Page 140, this is the one at the bottom of the page, morning greeting. Another reading exercise where you sit down, and I hope sit down and try and sight read it. See how you do. I'm not really given any lessons on sight reading. I was never taught, and any of the lessons I had over all the years and all the teachers, no one really ever sat down and said, these are tips on sight reading. They just say sight read it. You know, it's like figure it out. Well, let's see what we can do. I'm sure there are other lessons on YouTube that can help you with tips on sight reading. But when I go to sight read something, first do the first few steps in the process all at once, up front. I just quickly look it over, its length, a couple of lines, clef signs, key signatures that we seem to be in the key of C major, okay. So do the C major and A minor scales and okay. And then 6/8 time. Well, it tells me I can expect a lot of eighth notes, I suppose, and dotted quarter notes. Now I look it over and I see the left hand's just got block chords for the most part, and the right hand seems to have the melody. So I'm sort of prepared of what to expect. And as far as the fingering goes, I don't have time to figure out a fingering while I'm sight reading. So I'm pretty much relying on the fingering suggested in the music. Now, if I sit down and actually decide to learn it, I may change that fingering. But for sight reading, I would just use the fingering in the music. And I would sit down and I would attempt to play it. I might play it slowly, depending on how many notes we're dealing with and all, but again, I'll try and play it. It's when you get 6/8 time and you're talking about tempo, different things can happen. Are we talking about the beat or the natural accent, or what are we talking about? I'm just making a guess. I don't know up front. I'm just guessing. Let's try first the beat, because that's a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 6, 7. And we try that. And if I get into it and I realize, no, this isn't working at all, it's going to have to be the natural accent. Then I may go back to the beginning and try it again with a faster speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type thing. However, for this lesson, I'm just going to go through the process and break it up, or break it down, or just break it. I don't know. So I look it over, it's 2 lines long, treble, bass, clef, no sharps or flats. It's in the key of C major. We already had this discussion. And 6/8 time. I'm going to take it one hand at a time. I want to make sure the fingering is okay. We're going to start with their fingering and see what happens. And we seem to be in this position. 1, 2, 3. Remember the dotted rhythm. If an eighth note gets a count, the dot gets half a count. So 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2. Reach out, third finger, 2, and cross over. And that finger is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You can use it, but there's others. So let's explore the other possibilities. Second measure, the last 2 notes. And then you come up. You don't have to use third. That's a stretch. You could use most 4 or 5, whichever. And go 5, and then scrunch up and use 2. All I'm doing is helping me get this. And then I'm back on theirs. And for the last bit, you don't have to cross over the thumb either if you don't want to. And I don't. So I changed the fingering in that third measure. Now it's just a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5. It all fits very nicely. So you had to spread that apart. Big deal. You need to do that anyways. Then second line, you're back like you were at the first. Finger the same. Now at the end, last measure, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 and 4 and 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And this fingering is fine. This is fine. You can cross over here for that, but you don't have to. If you use the fingering like we did up above, you're on the second finger. Now you're there. Just 1 and 4, and then on 2. I like that. It works for me. So the fingering you're using is between you and your teacher. Some teachers insist on the fingering in the book. They won't change it. And I say, no, that's just a suggestion by some author or editor or somebody, in most cases. Now, if you have an etude, sometimes the fingering is part of the etude. You don't mess with it, but this is not an etude. Left hand is block chords. They want 2 and 4, 4 and 2. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then and you should know these top notes are what they are. Hopefully, you don't have to figure them out. And that's, but we're figuring it. third measure and fourth measure. They want here, here, and here. And that's okay, you got rest, you can do that. But I prefer not to move around like that. Why are we moving around? So in the third measure, I'm going to do a 2 on. That way I'm ready. Just thumb comes down. And then you can come up 5 here. And the reason for 5 for measure 4 is because I've got to hold it down while I play that. And a fourth finger is a little bit of a stretch to do that. So it doesn't work very well. But I'm going to do a 2 on, and then a 1-5, and then a here. You can do a 3-1 if you want. I just find that's easier to do it, to be in this position rather than this position. And then the second line would be the same. 2. Now, last measure, second line, here. If I got to do this, I don't want a thumb on both. So now I am going to use second finger. So I can do that. And 3-2. 3-2 is fine. I can connect them. So the last 2 measures is here, 2 on, then here, and come up. 5-2. Like so. So once I think I have a fingering figured out, and I have to say I think I have, because when you put the hands together, you might have to change it. Maybe one hand helps the other out a little bit. Or when you take it up to speed, if it's a real fast piece, some fingerings don't work at fast pieces. So you have to adjust the fingering for that. So far, we'll start with this fingering, and we're here. And right when I play the 8th note, that one, left hand comes up. And then here. Now remember the rest in the left hand. Rest, rest. See, these are, hold the G down in the left hand, there. And then you do it again. So I put the hands together, and then I go back over it slowly, focus on the hard parts, and get them ironed out. No hesitations anywhere. Then I can think about the articulation. Now it looks like this is pretty connected. So I think we can probably treat these as phrases, and we'll just lift up, like taking a breath. In the left hand, you got rest, pretty much you have to. Then the dynamics. Well, they only give you the P and then some swells, a couple. So that's the right hand, soft. This is very soft, very light. But then in the third measure, you're going to go up and back down. I have trouble feeling that exaggerated. It goes so down. That's where you're headed. Stay there. Now, a thing about these swells, these hairpins, and the dynamics and about everything else they put in here, is they don't always put them exactly where they go, and the hairpins are not always exactly how long they're supposed to be. Yes, this is just a rough schematic of what's needed. It's up to you to, what is the music telling you to do? We're going to get louder up here, and I think I would start coming down here. I wouldn't wait till the last measure to come down. No, I would come down before that. You know, I would up and back down. So I think that second hairpin should be a little longer. It should be over the D maybe. Yeah. And maybe even over the E too. Because where the hairpin is, where it starts, I haven't changed yet. I change after I get into the hairpin. Because in the third measure, I'm still soft. Now a little louder, louder. Now I come down. So you have to adjust your dynamics to what the music is telling you to do. And the same thing in the second line here. So I would come down sooner. I would only have the loudest part, the G really, and then come down. And then come down. It's my opinion. The beautiful thing about music, as I see it, is that people will interpret it differently. Some people won't come down like I'm suggesting. They will wait till that last measure to come down. That's their interpretation. We do it differently, and I think that's great. I'd hate it if everybody actually played it exactly the same way. I mean, ugh. And then I think about the speed. And again, is it the speed of the beat or the natural accent? So this. The melody tells me, what does it need to do? 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Whereas if it's the natural accent, 1, 2, 1, 2. That sounds a little fast, so maybe it's the speed of the beat. Yeah. And as far as the moderato part goes, it's a range. It's how do you feel? It's somewhere in the middle, not fast or slow. Slow is 1, 2, 2. That's slow. Fast would be more like the speed of the natural accent. Moderato's in the middle somewhere. Then as far as interpreting it goes, remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel these. I'm exaggerating them, so feel the natural accents. You have to be careful, but sometimes you can put a retard at the end and slow down. Can't do that in all classical music because sometimes the composers don't like that. If I wanted a retard, I'd put one in. Others would, it's just part of it's interpreting it. So the second line at the end. That tells people we're done now. Okay, time to clap. But that's interpreting. I can't say one way or the other, and your teacher will probably have a preference, and that's fine. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, the louds and softs, no. Just notes and rhythms. I'll give us 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, rest. 2, 5, rest.